Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of All Myths Are True here on GGK. We are so glad to have you with us this evening for the next session of this Monster of the Week game that we are playing. Before we get to that, I will do some announcements. Let's see. We don't have anything tomorrow because it's Friday. But on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, which I think is the right time because it keeps changing. At 3 p.m. Eastern time, you can join us here for our next session of Saturday Nights, our persistent campaign of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We have some really exciting stuff going on in there. So coming out on Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern. Let's see, what else is happening coming this next week? Motley Mondays is on Monday, right? This coming Monday,
yeah.
24th. Yeah. So on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, you can join us for Motley Mondays, where we're doing a round robin style DMing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game. I think it's going to be all of us again. Yeah, it's going to be us. These 5 faces that you
I'm
see.
even going to be there for once.
Yeah, Lindsay's going to be there. We'll all be there. Alex is running something for us, so come join us for another fun one-off Dungeons and Dragons adventure. After that, on Tuesday, around sometime in the evening, I don't know what time yet, we'll have an episode of Matropony, but Sean won't be there, so I'm gonna do something fun for that.
Matro-lonely.
Yeah, we're gonna do Matro-lonely, because you have adult things to do, and I don't. So I'm going to play games, and you're going to be stuck doing work stuff.
Yeah, Savvy, live your best life.
Yeah. Wednesday will be Lynn's Day again, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where Lindsay plays Bioshock Infinite. And then we've made it all the way back around to Thursday. So that's what's going on with us for the next week. Oh, and then in between all of that, on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, you can catch me somewhere else on twitch.tv/encounter roleplay. I also run an Apocalypse World game over there called Apocalypse When. It's really fun. It's time travel and lots of silly stuff is happening, so come hang out with me on Sunday at 5 o'clock. I think those are all my scheduling announcements. That's our next week. And if you didn't take notes on the lecture that I just gave, if you're watching live with us, our schedule is down below us on our Twitch page, so you can check that out so you don't have to remember everything I just said. And then finally, we have a giveaway that is going on right now. We hit our first Twitch follower stretch goal, which was 250 followers. So thanks to all our new followers out there. So we're currently giving away 2 different prizes. We're giving away a copy of Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, the new D&D 5e adventure module. And then we are also giving away the Avernus Dice and Miscellany set to a second winner, which has dice. It has a dice box, it has a dice tray, it has a map, it has art, it has demons, it has all the things that you want for a good D&D game. So check out our Twitter. Our pinned tweet has all the information for the giveaway. Make sure you follow that Gleam link. Make sure you enter, retweet the tweet, and then join us on July 6th when we're gonna give away a bunch of stuff. It's about 2 weeks away. You've got 2 weeks left. And our final follower stretch goal for that, I think, is 300. So if we hit 300 followers here on Twitch, we'll give away one of the Icons of the Realms boxes of minis. That's also Avernus themed. So if you like demons, if you like D&D, if you like us, enter our giveaway and we'll give you some cool stuff if you win. I think that's it.
Sounds it.
Is that it?
Sure.
I don't know. I always feel like I'm forgetting something. All right. Let's see. So, in that case, we'll go ahead and get started. So, we spent the last couple of sessions on the world of the orcs in the city of Lunaterra. You all were sent here on a reconnaissance mission because the city had gone silent, no communication coming in or out. You got here You did some crack investigating. You split up the team. You had a lot of exciting adventures and discovered that the problem was werewolves. Ruh-roh, Scoob. So you currently, well, we're going to pick up right where we left off last time, but currently we are split up a bit throughout the city with Periwinkle back in the Fennel and Fire Cabaret, protecting the rest of the survivors and trying to hold up her magic barrier, which is probably going to come up very soon. Let's see. Who else? I don't know if any of you are even together right now. Lefla elected to stay behind with Letitia, the wolf mother, and is currently a hostage for all intents and purposes. And I think Theo and Agent Smith were in the process of blowing up the side of a building.
Just
I
crashed
think
in.
we did that, and we just ziplined in.
Yeah.
Yes, you were doing that. So that's where we all stand.
And FYI, Periwinkle does have one of my guns.
Yes, Periwinkle has a gun also that that Smith gave her. So to start, before we get to the explosion really quick, Periwinkle, so you are sort of aware of the plan that is happening to go back in and get Lefla back and kill all the werewolves, which I assume is the gist of the general plan that you guys have. So you are currently in the Cabaret Periwinkle, keeping watch over the rest of the survivors. Is there anything you want to do specifically? Because I think we're sort of we're going to reach the end of your protection spell here shortly.
Yeah, so there's a group of them and some went out into the city,
Yes.
right? To go fight the werewolves,
Yes.
I guess.
You're kind of back with everyone who was not willing and or able to fight.
Okay. Well then, yeah, knowing that the protection spell is probably going to end soon, she's just going to sort of get together the people who can and try to like extra reinforce the barricades.
Okay. All right. So barricading the doors and windows, making sure that everything is sort of locked up tight. I don't think you have to roll for that. I think with your team, you can probably accomplish that. Is there anything else you want to accomplish?
And then, yeah, maybe just like wait until it goes down and then maybe leave to go join her friends.
Okay. Okay, sure. So that's going to happen very, very shortly here. So you spend a little bit of time while the plan is being executed, shoring up the barricades, letting them know that the spell is going to fade soon.
Yeah, I might do some more magic, but I need to look at the list again because I can't remember what I can do.
I have to pull up the use magic. Yeah, the ones that I think are probably the most valuable to you here are like the bar a place to a specific person or type of creature, which I think you did last time. You can observe another place or time, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I might exit the building and then try to re-up the spell and hope that that and the extra barricades will help protect the people here.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll plus weird.
Oh gosh, I need my dice for that. Okay. Oh, that wasn't very good. I get XP because that's only a 5.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Okay.
Dang
So mark your XP. On a miss, you lose control of the magic.
Oh no.
I don't think you realize it right away. This is gonna come up a little bit later, I think.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah,
for,
probably.
for all intents and purposes, you put up the barrier. It doesn't seem to hold like it did before. I don't know that you're entirely sure what is wrong, but you have done your spell, you think?
Yep. This ought to hold. We'll be back soon. And then it's just gonna leave.
Okay, so Periwinkle, you start heading up toward the palace where you know your friends are. About this time, you turn and start making your way up the path, and you hear this huge explosion coming from the. Where's it coming from?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Coming from the side of the palace, and you see this large explosion as stone goes flying, and you see two figures flying up on it. Are you literally ziplined up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we did.
that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Okay.
Thanks,
Uh,
Agent Smith.
So you and see these two figures, which you assume to be Agent Smith and Theodosius, ziplining up into the building. So you take off towards the palace, and you will get there very shortly. I'm gonna put on some more exciting music. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's fun. Okay, yeah, that's exciting. Also loud in my ears. Okay, so as you see this happen, we'll go to Lefla. You are inside this throne room, and the moment the explosion happens, you throw down this stink bomb that you've made, essentially sort of filling the room with this noxious, like terrible smell, and in the commotion can see these wolf creatures sort of shaking their heads and growling and a little bit disoriented. As Smith and Theo, you come ziplining into the room, Letitia turning in your direction, not unfazed, but a little thrown off, I think. What do the three of you do as you?
Theo attempts to 3-point land and then look up and be like, "Knock, knock, bitch." What is that?
I think not wanting to ruin his knees any further, Agent Smith goes into a roll when he hits the ground instead of trying to 3-point land. And is Lefla in the line of fire between me and Big Queen Wolf Lady?
No, I don't think they're in between you. So the wall that you have come in was behind this. Was the outside wall? Was the wall behind this throne that she was sitting on when you came in? So Lefla is in the general vicinity, I think, but by no means are they in between you and her.
Okay, then yeah, if Smith is just opening fire as soon as he gets it, it's just kind of I think coughs a little bit, but is trying to keep as cool as he can.
Roll to kick some ass.
Okay. Let's be tough, which my tough is better than it was last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 13.
Dang, son. Yeah.
I'd like to also do a precise strike.
What is that?
When you inflict harm on a monster, you can aim for a weak spot. I roll tough again. And if I do well, I can inflict additional damage.
Okay.
That's a
And you're
6.
firing at her, right?
Yes, I am.
Fail on that.
So I fail on that one, which means that I leave myself open to the monster, but I still get the stuff from the original kick some ass.
Yeah, so on a 10+, you get to choose an extra effect.
I'm going to... Yeah. I'm just going to go basic here for this one. I'm going to inflict terrible harm, so that'll be... that'll be 4 points of harm damage.
Okay.
And then
harm damage.
Yeah. And I'd like to suffer less harm because I don't want to take as much harm damage.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, I think you make into the room, Theo, from your 3-point landing. You see Smith sort of firing over your head. And
Oh, sorry. I just get to pick one. I'm just doing terrible harm. My bad.
Just
I thought I
terrible.
did too.
No. Okay, so you want to do terrible harm?
Yeah. I have
Okay.
Apocalypse World stuck in my head.
Well, they're kind of similar. So, Theo, you hear the gunshots ring out as Smith opens fire towards Letitia, and she's still in her human form at this point. Sort of takes the shots. You hit her a couple of times, and the last one sort of winging her in the shoulder. And I think on that one, she kind of grabs her shoulder, and she looks towards you and looks up at you and says, "Now that one hurt." And she starts running towards you, and as she's running, she starts to change, and her transformation is quick. It is faster than what you have seen before. And by the time she makes it to you, in her rage, she's going to take a swipe at you. How much armor do you have?
2 armor.
All right, so you're going to take 2 harm from her.
Oh, that's after the armor?
Yeah, that's after the armor.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
She's big. She's big and nasty. So she is right on top of you, Theo and or Lefla.
You got an idea, Alex? I
Yeah.
don't.
So Lefla has been preparing for this eventuality. Something. I don't think they expected full-on explosion through the wall, but had the sync bomb at the ready. And since they also never disarmed me, Lefla pulls out their hunting rifle. Just mad slowly takes aim at the magic circle, having made sure they are across the room from it, and tries to shoot it.
Okay, yeah, roll 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna say kick some ass. It's not really a thing, but
Well, that's only a 4.
Yee.
yeah, on a miss, you get your ass kicked instead.
The sigil
It's
fights
what-
back.
That's what the move says. So I think Lefla maybe underestimates the power that the circle has a little bit, but so you fire off this blast from your hunting rifle, and from the edge of the circle where these sigils are, there is this, and you all see this and kind of feel this rock you, this explosion again from the center of the room as this blast of light from the circle travels out and back towards Lefla and knocks you off your feet. And you're gonna take 2 harm from that as you fall, and you sort of starting to get up and looking at the circle. It is still intact. There is a little bit of a scorch mark on the floor, but nothing has been done to the circle or the sigils themselves. Theo.
I look at Lefla doing this. I look at Agent Smith being awesome and then being slashed. And you totally got this, Agent Smith. Lefla, is that important? Do we know what that does?
It is like with the hags.
I wasn't there for that. I'm gonna try and stop it. I'm gonna try and stop the magic circle. I don't know. I'm gonna try and dispel it, I guess, or if I know anything about it and know how to disrupt it, like if it's like a salt circle, I just have to like break the line or whatever it is I need to do.
It is. I mean, looking at it, they told you about the hags, and you've seen the sigils.
You're right.
The hags. So I think it's a summoning circle. Disrupting it would probably piss them off, and they wouldn't be able to bring anyone else through it.
Okay.
But a lot of them are already in the room.
That's true. Is it possible that this is probably big magic, but can I make it into a vacuum? And so it sucks back in the things that it brought through?
Let me... What's magic? It's to bar a portal. Oh gosh.
I'm pretty sure this might be big magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's big magic. You can. I'm gonna say it will have a specific side effect or danger.
Huh? That makes sense.
You need to use magic as part of the ritual,
Huh?
and you need someone to help you.
Okay, Theo runs over to the circle, is looking at it, just kind of muttering to himself and like moving his fingers in a way like he's doing like drawing figures and like formulas in the air. And then he goes, I really need periwinkle, really bad.
All right, so as this is happening, Periwinkle, you are outside. Are you going in the front door? Are you gonna try to? Was this like a permanent zip line that you guys set up?
I feel like it was. I'm not speaking for Sean, but I thought what he said was one of those like, almost like hydraulic, like action movie thing.
I was thinking like a Pathfinder sort of zip line.
Okay. Is it still there?
Yeah, that's what. Like the sort of like Apex, like Pathfinder.
Okay.
It's just like
Not like a
this
grappling hook.
tied to one tree or something over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the zip line is still there. So there are a couple of different ways you could theoretically go in.
Okay. I would like to use the zip line and one of my moves called the big entrance.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would like to hop on the zip line and come up, and as I sort of like alight off of it, like spread my wings really big to like get a bunch of attention on me.
Okay.
And-
Literally right after Theo was like, I need periwinkle right now.
Yeah, as Theo says this, you guys hear this unfurling of wings as like lit up by the explosions and the candlelight in the room is Periwinkle standing there looking like an angel.
Okay, and the move is when you make a showy entrance into a dangerous situation, roll plus cool. So I'm gonna roll, but then I've got like a little thing, because it says that there is a speech involved.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, Periwinkle gets in there and she says, what'd she say? Wolfkin, you are unwelcome here. How dare you come under the disguise of diplomacy and attack from within? You've stolen these people from their families and destroyed their lives. You will pay for this unless you stop now. And I rolled an 8, which means I pick one creature to stop, watch, and listen until I finish talking.
Okay.
And I want to get Letitia's attention.
Okay. So Periwinkle makes this huge entrance. Maybe even like a little out of character for those of you that have known Periwinkle for a little bit. But she enters, unfurls her wings, gives this speech, and Smith, in front of you, you see Letitia stop, and she sort of wheels around and is locked on to Periwinkle.
I use that moment to try to get some distance between me and the
Okay.
big wolf creature in front of me.
Okay, so you run?
Is there anything in the room that I can like try to bait her towards once she's done being distracted?
What do you, I mean, meaning what?
Something big that I can get behind, that maybe it'll be harder for her to navigate.
Sure. I'm gonna say, well, this was a fancy room where the council used to meet. Yeah, sure. I think at either end, because it's a sort of long rectangular room, and you guys came in the large wall. At either end of the room, there are these large, like, statues of each of the council members that you could theoretically hide behind.
Sure. I duck and roll that direction. So I think as I run, I see Periwinkle's coming in. Theo is looking around, and I just look over to Theo and says, "Do that mean which?
What?
Do you need help?"
Yeah, I do actually. Really, really bad.
Ah, shit. Okay, since Periwinkle's taking, I'm gonna actually change my mind. I'm gonna go just help Theo. Since Periwinkle is getting this thing's attention, I think that's probably a better use of my time.
Okay, sure. So you, in a moment of kindness, I guess.
Practicality.
Yeah.
I just got bit real hard.
You got slashed.
I got slashed real hard.
Those nails bit me.
Light. So yeah, in this moment of Periwinkle's greatness, Smith, you turn and run towards the end of the room with the summoning circle where Theo is standing. Lefla, you're getting up off the ground.
Yeah. Not a whole lot for me to do that isn't gonna end with me dead. I guess I can. I mean, can I roll to help out with the big magic, or is that not
Yeah.
quite up? Okay, so because I don't know if Smith is actually doing that as well, or if he's just being the like helper component.
I think I'm also gonna have Smith roll to help. Well, no, not roll to help. I'm gonna have you roll to do something else. So yeah, Lefla, you could roll to help out.
Okay.
So roll plus cool.
That's a 7. So I
Okay.
grant them +1, but I expose myself to trouble or danger.
Okay, so Theo, hold on to your +1. That danger is going to come up in just a second. So as Periwinkle's giving this big speech, Smith, you run over to Theo. What are the two of you trying to do? With Lefla there, sort of trying to help as best they can, giving as much information as they remember about the circle from the house with the night hags.
Okay, perfect. Hold this, take this, draw this in there, follow my hand movements. Okay, stand on that side. I'm gonna rewrite this, just like this, bigger motion.
Bigger. All right.
And then just like take out some chalk and other things, just like burn out some of the sigils and like fill them in with different ones, and then keep looking up at Smith and be like, okay, now switch hands and just.
But I don't write with that. Okay.
And then like Lefla, like passing Lefla things to give to Smith to like that. And I guess I'm gonna roll use magic now.
Before you do, I'm gonna
Okay.
Smith roll to act under pressure.
Sweet.
You can do this.
I'm gonna take a bunch with act under pressure. I'm just gonna take the full +3, the additional
Okay.
+3 on top of this.
We're all gonna die.
So this will be plus. Okay, yeah, I'm using this, so I can just do that and boop, badoop, 14.
Okay, so you'll have 14. So you do what you set out to. Theo, you can go ahead and roll to use magic. You
Okay.
have a +1 from Lefla.
Okay.
And I have 3
Oh.
against Smith.
Okay. Thanks to Lefla, that's a 7.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, I didn't add my weird. It's a 10.
That's way
That's
different.
sort of important.
Forgot how this game works.
All right, so the
No,
magic
Lefla,
works.
you got us a 10. Good job.
So the magic works without issue, and you're trying to reverse the polarity. You are trying to turn this. So as this happens, Smith on one side, Lefla on the other. Theo starts to concentrate on this magic. Theo, this is going to take a lot out of you as you do this. So we'll see what form that takes in a moment. But you all help Theo to draw these sigils, changing the sigils on the floor to reverse the spell. And as Theo, you're sort of using the energies and the help from your friends and the distraction from Periwinkle, you concentrate, finish the spell, and the glyphs in the circle on the floor start to light up, but a different color than the blast that was sent out towards Lefla. And I think as this is happening, you can hear some growling from behind you. The other wolves that are in the room starting to kind of shake off the smell and get their bearings in the room again. And you can hear Letitia, noticing what is happening, crying out to stop them. And as this happens, one of the large brutes that is in the room that is closest to you, hearing this command, runs at Lefla, going to bite them because you opened yourself up.
Can I roll to protect them?
Yeah, to trouble or danger. Protect someone is plus tough.
Okay. That's an 11.
Okay. On a 10 plus, choose an extra effect. So you protect them
Okay.
and also.
I'm really bad right now. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna choose to hold the enemy back.
Okay. So yikes. So you were gonna impose yourself in between Lefla and the thing that was about to chomp down on them. You were able to sort of lock onto them as the teeth sort of sink into your shoulder. One harm of that is gonna go through your armor.
Ow.
How much harm do you have right now?
4.
Okay. I'm gonna say if you take another hit, you're gonna be unstable.
Okay. I thought I was unstable. So I don't automatically go
Sure.
unstable if I go past the unstable mark. Okay.
No, I looked it up.
Okay, good.
No. It takes rules. But no. So I'm gonna say if you take another hit, though, you are definitely gonna be unstable, and you can only take 8 harm.
Good to know.
So yeah, one of them is latched on to Smith. A couple of the others are starting to charge towards Periwinkle, and Letitia is on her way to you, Theo. As you finish this spell, you can see a couple of them, the ones that are closest to you, the one that is holding on to Smith, start to almost it sort of functions like a vacuum. Their feet are starting to slide across the floor towards this portal. Unfortunately, Theo and Smith and Lefla, so are you. And Periwinkle, from where you are standing, you can sort of feel this like wind at your back starting to catch your wings and push you into the room. What would you all like to do?
Okay, so there's one still on Agent Smith, and then
Yes.
Letitia's also going towards them.
Yeah, Letitia's running for Theo. There's one on Agent Smith, and then there are 2 more that were across the room that are sort of coming that way, in your general direction.
Okay, I would sort of like to sort of glide over there. So
Okay.
like let the vacuum sort of carry me closer and like stab Letitia with my spear.
Okay, yeah, roll to kick some ass.
Okay.
I have so many windows open right now.
Oh man. That's a 3.
Okay. Yeah,
Dang it.
so you get your ass kicked instead. As you sort of fly towards or glide over towards Letitia, letting the wind carry you, she sees you coming, sort of moving out of the way, slashing up at you and carving through one of your wings. You take 3 harm.
Okay, let's see. I know I have armor. Does that ignore armor?
It does not.
Okay, so then I only take 2.
All right, so you take the 2 harm, sort of gliding past her, but now these large sort of gashes in one of your wings, and you are all being dragged toward this portal. You have very, very little time before you end up in it, especially Theo.
Lefla is going to try to, because I recall you saying the circle's on one side of the room. I think Lefla is going to try and shoot a vine out at one of the statues of the counselors and another one over at Theo, because they are the closest to getting pulled in, and just try and hold on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have you roll to act under pressure.
I rolled 2 6s, so that is
Whoa.
13.
That's amazing. So yeah, you do it. You do what you set out to do. So Theo from next to you and Smith from next to you, you see Lefla sort of shoot out these vines, one wrapping around Theo's like center mass and the other wrapping around a statue at the other end of the room, and they are holding on for dear life. But the 2 of you, Lefla and Theo, are currently not moving.
They shrub, they save.
anymore. Smith, you are locked in with this other werewolf, and Periwinkle. Letitia is on your tail, and they are coming towards you, but you are all sort of being dragged backwards towards this portal. What would you like to do?
Do you have anything for this Periwinkle?
Not any moves or anything special.
Okay, so I need to understand the wolf. I'm like between the wolf and the portal right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Jesus, this is bad. Can I try to help? So Theo and Lefla are okay. I'd like to try to help Periwinkle.
Okay.
Half my moves are helping other people, so I gotta do something here.
What do you
I have leave no one behind in combat when you help someone escape. Roll plus sharp. So I have a move specifically for helping people escape and whether I can get them out of a bad situation. So
Okay.
if I don't
What
know.
are you trying to do?
I'd like to. Yeah, I think what I'd like to do is try to position myself with if Periwinkle is like coming up on Letitia right now. I think I'd like to try to like shoulder check the wolf in front of me and try to at least knock like this fray that is coming towards us to hopefully push Periwinkle closer to where Lefla is so that she can grab the vines as well.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think that's
you
what
can
I'm.
absolutely do that. Yeah. Roll your thing.
All right, sharp. That's an 11.
Dang, dude.
Smith is making up for last time.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
So on a 10 plus, you get them out clean.
Okay, so you shoulder check this wolf, and you're able to get to Periwinkle enough to where you can help her move toward the vine. Periwinkle, if you so choose, with Smith's help, you can grab onto this vine. It is solid, and Lefla will hold you.
Okay. She's gonna try to grab it, but then also like throw her staff back towards Agent Smith so he can grab it. Like not the blade end, but like so maybe he can grab onto that.
Okay.
Kind of like pull
yeah,
him.
roll to act under pressure.
Okay.
Y'all are under a lot of pressure right now.
There is a lot.
A little bit.
Okay, is that cool?
Yes, that's plus cool.
That's 10.
Okay, yeah, you do it. So this is so good. You guys are so cool. Smith sort of at the last second, as you get Periwinkle where she needs to be, she turns around and holds out the haft of her large spear to you. Do you grab it?
Yeah, I grab it.
Okay, so you grab onto it. As this happens, Smith, the wolf that you shoulder checked, and one of the other ones who had the other two, I keep forgetting I put two of them over there, had been running towards you and are sort of losing their footing and skidding towards them, and they go sliding across the floor into this portal. And Letitia is sort of digging her claws into the floor, trying to hold on. For the moment, she's doing it. She's moving slowly, but she is still in the room with you, and she is making her way toward those good vines that are now all across her throne room, and she's gonna chomp them unless you do something. Any of you?
I could try shooting and trying to break her and shoot at her hands, make her let go,
Okay.
but that's all I got.
Yeah.
She is, and I don't think I said this earlier, but you winged her pretty good earlier, but she is bleeding.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything in a minute.
Yeah, if you've got something that's probably better than what I'm about to do.
I have two options. I could use magic, or I could use or I could combat magic. Either I could shoot her, or I could anchor us so that Lefla can pull in their vines.
Whatever you want to do. That's your call.
So basically Lefla, from what I understand, Lefla is anchoring themselves in the room and then also holding Theo at least, right?
Yeah, so Lefla has one vine out towards the opposite end of the room and is wrapped around a statue, and then another vine out. So you all are in a line. There's like statue, and there's vine, and there's Lefla, and there's vine, and there's Theo.
Okay. I'm gonna run at Lefla, and I'm gonna use magic to trap a specific creature, and I'm going to trap Lefla in place.
Okay.
And assuming that succeeds, I will tell Lefla, pull in!
Sure, roll plus weird.
That Letitia doesn't have anything to grab. 13.
Y'all are
14. I get a +1 to trapping.
fire, but not literal fire, because that would be very dangerous to Lefla in particular.
So I think how this manifests is more like a lightning, like going across Theo, that makes Lefla extremely staticky, and they become like super static clung to the ground.
Okay, yeah, so Lefla, you are anchored to the ground, so you can release the vines if you so choose to keep yourself on the
Yeah, I think so, and I think still has the vine out for the others to hold on to, but I think using the now free vine is going to turn the rifle on Letitia and try and shoot her in the face.
Yeah, get it. Kick some ass.
This is going to go so well.
Yes, it is.
With my
You can
plus
do it.
0.
You can do it.
That's a 6.
Can I help him out? Is it too late?
One of you can help out.
Okay. I mean, I might be too busy. I just went.
Yeah, I was gonna say if either of the other two of you have something else, because I think the anchoring was pretty helpful.
Yeah.
If not, Theo, you can also do something.
I mean, all I could do is also shoot. Unless
Everyone just opens fire. I don't really have stuff for fighting.
Theo, do you have an idea of something you want to do to help?
I was just gonna duck to give them a clearer shot. And like maybe duck so clumsily that it like just barely knocks the rifle like in the right, like just corrects the aim just a little bit.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I have to roll plus cool.
Yeah.
My cool is 0.
Yeah?
Theo has no chill.
Oh no.
That's a 4.
Okay, so you don't help, and you expose
I'm in
yourself
danger.
to danger or trouble. So Lefla, you pull up you rolled a 6, right? Right, so you pull up the rifle, and unfortunately you don't get it up fast enough, and as this other vine is sort of swinging back to you from being wrapped around the statue, Letitia is going to chomp.
Can I try to, since I couldn't help, can I try to swing in and protect Lefla?
Oh, I just
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. Roll plus tough.
And you now get experience because I just took the always the victim move. When another hunter uses protect someone to protect you, they mark experience. When a monster captures you, you mark experience.
Oh, you just take that
Yeah.
right now?
Oh.
I love it. All right.
Guys,
so,
I'm
yeah,
gonna improve again before this
'Cause they
fight's
don't-
over.
Alex, they don't have to succeed, right? They just have to roll to protect. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Such a good move.
That's a really good move. Now I'm really inclined to protect Lefla.
Okay. Smith, roll plus tough.
Okay. That's a 7. So it's a partial success. Protect
Use that
caves.
for some or all of the harm they were gonna get.
Yep.
So yeah, I think she is, as Smith, you're trying to impose yourself in between Letitia and Lefla. You're a little bit too late. I think you have your arm around them, sort of trying to move, but they are, oh boy, is Lefla anchored to this one spot right now. And so you sort of try to put yourself in between them and the vine. I think he chomps down, catching the vine and also Smith's arm. Let's see. Smith, you're gonna take 2 harm, but you have armor.
That's I have 2 armor.
That's okay. So you don't take anything. And Lefley, you're gonna take 1.
Okay, that puts me at my last checkbox. So I think I'm dead.
Do you have
Aye.
luck or anything?
I mean, yeah, but I don't think you can use luck at this point.
You can use it to reduce
You can
damage
use it
to
to
0.
avoid all harm from an injury.
I guess that would make sense to do.
Rather
also
than
you.
die.
To be fair,
Well, you are dying. You're not
That's true.
dead.
my bad helping put me in danger, like in harm's way. Just throwing that out there.
It did. Yeah.
no.
So you're gonna use a luck point.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna avoid the harm from that. Oh boy, you are almost dead. And as this happens, this Letitia, frustrated and angry, is gonna turn on the source of all of her troubles currently, which is Theo, and she is gonna try to grab onto you. So you all see Theo, or Letitia, sort of go towards Theo, and as she is sort of sliding across the floor, she grabs onto him and lets herself slide back toward the
No.
with Theo.
I would like to use my reaction.
Okay.
Panicking because now Lefla is not holding on to me because I told them to pull the vines in, I think, or is Lefla still with a vine on me? You're muted.
Yeah, zoom in a butt. There's still the one holding on to everyone in the group.
Granted,
Yeah,
did just
you
get
have a
shot.
vine around you, but yeah, that's only gonna last for so long with this
Yeah.
much weight on you. And Lefla is very, very badly off.
Yeah. Theo,
at this
seeing
point.
this all going so awry, not surprised, but still having no chill. Just like quickly Supermans the tie that he's wearing, pulls some buttons open and reveals a whole bunch of tattoos across his chest, particularly a very thick line of them, which seem to be very tiny script down his sternum. And then he puts his hand in a fist like this against his sternum and pulls what seems to be a sword out of his chest. And he's going to attempt to cut Letitia's hands off so that she lets him go.
Cool. I love it.
As they're tumbling towards this portal, oh my gosh.
Roll to kick some ass.
And I roll tough this time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's a 10 minus 1 is 9.
Okay. So you inflict harm on each other. So yeah, I think I don't know that you chop her hands completely off. Is this sword?
It's
magic
2
attack?
harm, hand messy. It's an heirloom sword, so it looks like huge and ornate and almost anime adjacent.
Is it magic?
It's my backup. It doesn't say magic. No.
Is it silver?
I would like it to be. It doesn't say silver on it, but it does say it's my heirloom sword.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So it's no. If it doesn't have the magic tag, it's not magic. All right. So you pull out this sword. You do cut into her. Sort of. You cut into her forearms enough because you rolled a 10 to inflict pain on her and get her to release you. And man, you got blood all over your shirt. But you're not getting kidnapped anymore, I guess. So you can still feel your feet sort of sliding across the floor, but she has let go of you. And in this last moment, you're all holding on to Lefla and Theo, I assume trying desperately to scramble across the floor
Grab me!
towards your friends. In a panic, you sort of see her. She looks down, and almost immediately, these wounds that you've inflicted on her forearms are gone. There's like a little bit of blood, and she kind of wipes them. And as she slides back these final inches into the portal, I think she just looks at all of you and says, "See you again," and lets herself fall back. And as she falls back into the portal, there is this large flash of light. What color is it, Theo? What color was the magic of this portal?
My magic color?
Yeah.
Like a fuchsia purple.
All right. So there's this big flash of purple light, and the wind stops, and the light sort of dims and then goes away. And they're gone.
Theo falls over.
Oh my goodness.
Now I have to ask, were there wolves being cartoonishly pulled in through the hole in the palace from outside, or was it
Like
just...
Jumanji?
Jumanji style, yes, please.
No. No, I don't think so. But all of the ones that were in the room and on the landing and everything have since been pulled in, and they are gone. There are, as you all look around, they weren't necessarily part of the fight, but there are 2 other wolf creatures in here with you. They are completely feral. They were not part of the fight. They were just sort of barking and everything because they have collars around their necks and chains, and they are chained to the throne. So they're barking and stuff, but they're currently not a threat to you. The main threat right now is that Lefla is almost on death's door.
And I think Smith is also
Point.
bleeding out, right?
Oh, everyone looks terrible.
Yeah, did I go unstable when I took that last hit, even though I didn't take damage? Since I got hit.
No, your armor caught it. So if you didn't take harm, you won't
Okay.
you won't take the damage. Lefla, did I say you were unstable last time? I can't remember. If
I
I
had
did-
been unstable at one point, but I think we fixed that, and you didn't specify that the
Okay.
shooting the magic circle unstabled me.
Okay, good. I would have said so. No, so you're not currently unstable, but boy howdy, if you stub your toe, you're probably gonna die.
Oh,
The 4 of you are
I would like to help with first aid.
yep, same.
sure. So first aid does not stack. So one of you can do first aid and heal Lefla 1 harm. Everything else is either going to have to be taken care of by either a magic roll or an actual healing move, or probably a trip to the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, I have this magic healing move myself, but the failure states are I do harm to myself. Well, in this case, I would do harm to myself, so I don't know how exactly that would work, especially the mixed.
Don't do that. Please don't. Please don't do that.
That is your gamble to take. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna heal Lefla. Theo turns to go help Agent Smith, and then just kind of seems like it's almost like the trigonometry meme of I healing Smith. What? It doesn't compute at all.
Smith has just ripped off one of their sleeves and is wrapping it around their bloody arm where they got bit. I don't.
Yeah, you can do first aid to yourself too. So Smith and Lefla, you can heal 1 harm from basic first aid.
Oh, I also released the trap on Lefla. Lefla's free to move now.
Yeah, you can move now. So it's the 4 of you and 2 doggos.
Well, I'm gonna have to take care of those, and it's reloads like a clip into my gun.
But what if that works though?
Yes, perhaps let us just simply apply some of handcuffs to them, see if that reverses their transformation.
That's a good idea. Also, what was that sort of portal thing? What was that?
Well, it was summoning, is what it was, and then I, reverse the pull it. I
Oh,
made it do the other thing.
Yes, as I was
okay.
being, a house guest here, she told me that she used the circle to bring her family here. And as you can tell by these sieges, it is very similar to what we found at the Hags back in Townburg, whatever it was.
Burtown.
Bergdale or something like that.
Bergville. I will never forget.
I should really write that down.
Oh, I think I
had it in
did
my
write
notes,
it down.
I just didn't want to go looking for
Welcome
it.
to
Oh yeah,
don't have
Bergville.
to.
Bergville.
I will
yeah.
never forget.
But so, it appears that inversing the polarity of the, the flux capacity of the magic circle was enough to
Right.
pull them in.
Okay.
The issue we have here now is we were hoping by killing Letitia, maybe it might reverse the curse or the effect on the others. Letitia's gone. Can't really kill her now. Cat's out of the bag. Their dog's out of the... Anyway.
Dogs out of the park.
And the fact that Fido 1 and 2 over there are still barking means that I think we're down to just one option now.
Smith, about this time, they stop barking.
Oh, well, speak of the devil.
They're just kind of looking at you.
Yeah. So the one option is trying silver, right? Application of silver?
In a way, I was going to apply it.
The gentle application of silver?
Gently?
If
Okay,
you
why
give
don't
me
I
some
go first?
time, I can whip up, a super chloroform or something and waft it in their faces. They will fall asleep, and we can slap on the handcuffs, and no one
You,
needs
you
to
should rest though, Leffler. You're
They,
not looking great.
I'd like to walk over to them since they've stopped barking now.
Okay.
And just kind of get down on their level. Can you understand me?
I think one of the smaller one, I think kind of narrows its eyes at you a little bit. It doesn't like nod or anything, but like it's registering that you're trying to talk to it.
Sit.
It growls at you.
Worth a shot. Parker, still alive out there?
I think after a second, over your comms, you hear, "Yeah. Hey, what the fuck was that?"
I honestly have no idea. What are the wolves doing?
I mean, there aren't many still alive where we are, to be honest.
Fair enough.
We can take a look.
Yeah, report back to me. Tell me if their behavior's changed.
You got it.
Does anybody have anything silver on them, like currently? Like some manacles or bracelet or...
Lefla still has one of the manacles around, part of their arm because they got bit, 2 episodes ago or whatever that was.
Oh yeah, and you put it there just.
Oh,
We'll
realizing
also
that
have a ton of silver bullets.
Mm-hmm.
realizing Theo's still holding this giant sword, he's like, hold on, turns around, just, don't look, just like shoves the sword back in his chest.
Like you do.
And then just like comes back around, like puts all his stuff back.
Is
That's
this
all, like,
something that the rest of the team would have seen before? Is this the first time Theo has brought it out for them?
I want to say this is probably the first time it's gone bad enough that Theo felt like he had to hand-to-hand fight.
Oh. Okay.
Is that Aegis issued?
The manacles were given to us.
Not the manacles.
Leslie, can I have one of the manacles, please?
We'll talk about that later.
We don't have to talk about manacles later. That seems like something we don't talk about with coworkers.
So about this time, as this is happening, Smith, I think over your comms you hear Parker's voice again, and she goes, "Smith, you there?"
Still breathing. What's up?
Y'all gotta come down here because you are not gonna believe this shit.
Try me. Parker says something's going on outside the palace. Can you walk? Lefla?
Of course I can walk. I'm not dead yet. And I think as they say that, they do a little cough, which just looks like, a rustling of the leaves, but there's also just like a spurt of green liquid on the ground.
Oh, some leaves fall off.
All right.
Oh, buddy.
We gotta
should
head
go.
that. Yeah, we gotta head that way anyway because we gotta evac ASAP.
And Smith, don't forget that once you report in, there is a medical team supposed to be on the way. You called for vaccines.
I definitely did that.
I have perfect memory of this event.
Smith would definitely remember that he did that.
For Smith, it's been 5
So,
minutes. For
yeah.
me, it's been 2 weeks.
It's possible. So
Yeah,
don't
good
forget that you will have sort of medical assistance on the way.
We gotta get
So,
you to
yeah.
the medics. Yeah.
You call them.
We gotta go. Yeah, totally. But are we gonna like confirm that these wolves here are orcs or not, or are salvageable?
I think the assumption is they're orcs if they're living on this planet. I think everyone here was an orc.
Let me see. I can try something.
Right.
Periwinkle's gonna go over to the two doggos,
Okay.
and is going to try some magic.
Okay.
There's one on here that is communicate with something you do not share a language with.
Oh, sure.
So is gonna like pull out another one of her crystals and sort of like set it kind of in between the two of them, and let's see how I do. Oh, really good. That's like a 12.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
that's so fitting. She's so sweet.
Yeah, so it works without issue. So you can communicate with something you do not share a language with. Yeah, I think unless you have another idea of how this would go, based on the fact that Periwinkle is a little bit psychic and has visions and things like that, I think you use this crystal to sort of reach out with this psychic energy that you have to this this wolf creature, and it connects, and I think it sort of shakes its head and looks at you.
My name is Periwinkle. Do you have a name?
I think you hear inside your head this voice. Can you understand me?
I can.
Emma. My name's Emma.
Emma, it's nice to meet you. Are you from here?
Yeah.
Can you control yourself?
I couldn't before, but since the other one sent her away, we feel different.
Your friend too? What's their name?
Laura.
Laura. All right. Emma, if I take off the collar, are you going to try to bite? You feel all right?
I think I'm okay.
Okay. And then Periwinkle's gonna like make her spear smaller, so it's kind of more like a knife, and kind of like try to like break off the
Okay.
collar.
Yeah, you can do that. You can pop the collar off, and I think she kind of shakes a little bit, and it's kind of scratches at her neck a little bit, but doesn't move toward any of you. And you can see very, very, very slowly, Periwinkle, I think, since you're right there, she looks like she's getting smaller.
Yeah, she's gonna like turn to the rest of the team and be like, this is Emma, and she's from here, and she seems to be in control of herself, and she might be changing back.
Theo pulls out like a little moleskin notebook and is like furiously writing.
I put the safety on my gun and holster it.
And then it's also gonna release the other Laura.
Okay, yeah, so you release them. It looks like they're very, very, very slowly, almost imperceptibly, maybe shrinking a little bit down to normal size, but they don't move towards either of you. They just kind of sit right next to each other.
Okay. We're gonna go outside. You can stay here if you want, or you can follow us.
They won't shoot us if we come with you, right?
No.
I'm just joking. Yeah, you'll be fine.
You can't hear this because it's happening. in
No.
Oh, that's right.
In my brain. It's gonna look at Agent Smith, be like, they don't want to be shot. Please don't shoot them.
I'll do my best.
Can you tell your team to put their arms away?
From the way it sounded out there, it sounds that way. But Parker, we're coming out. We have a few former hostiles with us. Just fingers off the trigger.
All right. Communicates this to the rest of her team. And you all make your way out of the palace?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you make your way down all of the stairs. It's like so many stairs. 3 sides of stairs. So. Lefla is probably gonna need some assistance
Yeah,
if
Periwinkle
you
can
want to walk
help.
down the stairs. I guess you could zip line out.
Oh,
But one of you is
That's
gonna
true.
have to take Lefla with you, I think.
I mean, I think Lefla probably just like becomes a backpack on Periwinkle, just like wraps some vines around the front, and then it's just like,
Great.
I got you.
I'm just going to take a little nap. Wake me if there's anything important.
Okay, you rest.
Theo starts to say something about like possible concussions, then is like, wait, is it planned?
All right, so you all make your way out of the palace and back down into the streets below. Smith, you are met by Parker and a couple of other agents who have congregated around the cabaret where you were before. Periwinkle, I think your heart drops a little bit. You can see near one of the doors there is a breach in one of the walls where something was able to get in. But luckily, you all had previously sent Parker and her team out into the city, as well as armed some of the citizens. So it looks as if everyone made it. But there are definitely some people who are pretty badly hurt, injured. It looks as if they had a pretty big fight down here, but they survived for the time being. And you can sort of see Smith as you meet Parker in the road. She's like, "What the hell did you guys do?"
Took care of the problem.
Yeah, I'll say. Come look. And I think she is sort of leading you around the building into the square where you see people. There are several people sort of scattered across the square, some sitting, some tending to others who are injured. Some that still look wolf-ish, some of whom look to be about half transformed, kind of in the process of shrinking back down, and a few who are just orcs again. Look, I don't know what you did, but they're all turning back.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. We're gonna have to get some other people in here looking at this.
Well, I assume you're still going to call for vaccines.
Yeah, they should be getting here. Well, should have been here by now, but yeah, there should be some medics on the way for support, and probably should quarantine or partition off the main throne room. There's some data up there for the eggheads to look at.
Theo looks up immediately, then looks back down.
Something about a sigil. We kind of pushed all them back through it.
Hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah. I gotta get my team out of here. They're not looking so good.
Theo has already like run off and is like, "Do you mind if I look in your mouth?"
Yeah, we're gonna go now.
They're a little put off. All right, well,
Do I see the council member around the?
Kyrian,
Yeah.
Yeah, she is still in the cabaret. You saw her before when you were sort of down there, but she is around. Her and Rolf, the owner of the cabaret, look to be okay. Isabel is with them. The three of them seem to be okay and are kind of directing the other people that are okay to sort of give aid to their comrades and trying to stay out of the way of Parker and her team.
Okay. I just tell Parker, I said, priority one is to make sure the council member stays safe. So just keep an eye on them. Make sure that nothing else comes out and starts biting people.
You got it.
Theo, we need to go now.
Now, how does your hand feel? I mean, it's like, what?
God damn it. I just grab him by the back of the shirt and just start dragging them back towards the van. Come on.
Just say pineapple, really quick. Pineapple.
I think he looks at you and goes, pineapple.
The lip articulation's already back. It's only been minutes. Documenting all of this. Huge nerd.
All right, so the four of you make your way back to the van?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you make your way back to the van. I think on your way out to the street that is farther out where you had hidden the van previously, Smith, you do see moving in some more Aegis personnel. That would be your medical team that you had called in, so they're here.
I just pull one of them off and have them look at Lefla.
Okay. Yeah, they can do a little bit of field patching. Lefla, are you still awake? Are you taking a nap?
I think Lefla would wake back up with any poking and prodding.
Okay, yeah, I think you see an Aegis person sort of standing over you with Smith that, with your consent, will do a little bit more patching up for you. All right.
I get the lolly afterwards.
They laugh a little bit. You can heal 2 harm.
That puts me back on the okay side of the dot.
That's good.
And they pull a little lollipop out of their bag and they're like, I mean, unless you were kidding. I carry them for the kids.
You should know the lollies are very serious business.
Like, she hands it to you. All right. Yeah, so you all make your way back to the van.
Yeah, and seeing that Theo was very interested in taking notes and stuff, Periwinkle just would tell him, it seems that they were sort of compelled when Letitia was around.
Really? Compelled? Can you expand on that?
I mean, they were just sort of, you know how they were barking and stuff, and then she was gone, and then they were fine. So something about proximity to her sort of affected them.
So, would you describe their state as lucid when you were speaking with them? Was it speaking? Did they speak? Well, as in communicate with language.
Yes.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
You are quite enjoying this.
It's inappropriate to say enjoying because it's really been very traumatic and people have been hurt, specifically our teammates. I'm finding it scholastically invigorating and could create great benefits in the future should this event ever, heaven forbid, repeat itself. Yes, I'm enjoying myself very much. Very much.
Oh, okay. I didn't quite understand all those words, but I get it was great.
Spectacular, really.
Your whispering is so loud. As I'm still a backpack on Periwinkle.
Oh, I'm
Very
sorry.
sorry.
I thought you were asleep.
Levela, you did it so good. You did fantastic.
Why would I sleep when I have a lolly?
The van.
Is it just sticking out of the vines?
Probably.
We're coming.
And I think Lefla will unfurl themselves and head over to drive the van because they're now mostly okay. Technically,
yeah.
mechanically, they are mostly okay.
God, I was so afraid I killed you.
I didn't realize you were so hurt earlier.
Dude, me neither.
Ah.
I did. I just feel bad about it. All right, so y'all make your way to the van. I think now that you have made your way through, Lefla, with a little bit of assistance, you all can make your way back to headquarters the way you came, without rolling. But so you make your way back, unless you're going somewhere else in space-time.
Disney World.
Road trip.
Disney World. All right, you so after a little bit of a trip and less turbulence on the way back than you had before, between Theo helping navigate and Lefla driving, you pop back out of the portal and make your way back into the Aegis garage.
As usual, the trip back was full of Theo just talking.
As soon as we get back to the garage, Smith gets out very quickly and begins to head to probably the medic and then his office, and just shouts over his shoulder, "Theo, I'll expect your report first thing tomorrow morning."
Absolutely. I gotta get started on that now. I'm gonna have to go through at least 13 revisions.
And then he walks back around and walks up to Periwinkle, holds out his hand, and says, "I think you have something in mind."
Right. Pulls it out and gives him. I didn't really need to use it, but I appreciate that you lent it to me.
I didn't think you would, so just all right. I'm just glad everyone's okay. And then just continues walking to his office.
By the way, you did great with the magic. Not that you're never great at anything.
Wait, he did some magic?
Yeah. But I mean, he's always great at everything, so it doesn't really matter. But I wanted him to know that I know that I noticed. But I mean, I always... Yeah.
It's like places a hand on Theo's shoulder. You're overthinking things, dear. Just...
It's really not such a thing, though. We're all constantly thinking about things all the time. If you think about things more than once, then we're just being more thorough.
Right, but you just sort of whipping yourself up too much.
My heart rate is a little bit elevated. Which it shouldn't be. We were just sitting for an extended period.
Why don't you go sit a minute, and then you can work on your report, I guess?
All right.
I'm gonna make sure Lefla gets some more treatment.
That's a good idea. By the way, you were bloody brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
First at the barrier, and then showing up in the nick of time. Just all whoosh and spectacular and all that. I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Theo and Smith go. Periwinkle and Lefla left behind in the garage.
Do you need help getting to the bay? The medical bay?
Yeah, that would probably be best. The interdimensional travel was not super good on my injuries.
I'll get you a cart. I'm sure there's like a little like dolly or something in the
Yeah,
in the garage he can sit on, so then he doesn't have to be a backpack while we're walking through the office.
Of course, yeah, you can find something to roll Lefla around. So, Periwinkle, you help Lefla to the medical ward, where obviously they take priority, working there and knowing everyone that works there and things like that. They want to help their friend. Smith and Theo, you go off to work on your reports. And you all solved my werewolf puzzle.
Yay!
Yay.
And no one died. Great job. So I would like, because Lefla is going to take a couple of days of rest for you, especially to get back on your feet. Smith as well, to sort of fully heal up. all of the harm you took. But you do have a little bit of downtime, so you can heal up all the harm you took. No one's unstable. No one has any sort of lasting injuries or anything like that. So you've all got a few days. What do you do?
Well, first, I write an excellent report for Agent Smith. There's an abridged version, there's an abstract, there's one that's like in folders with like color-coded tabs of like every like moment by moment, hour by hour, and then there's one that's just like the highlights, the one that talked about like the different like materials that were like a huge binder of reports, but of course with like a condensed version for filing ease. I give that to Agent Smith.
He reads through it either over the course. I was trying to decide about the power play of making you stand there while he reads it, but I don't think he does that. I think you just file it, and then I think like one of the later days he flips through it, or he comes back and says, the report was sufficient.
By the 17th pass, caught a few things.
I don't see any mention of the sword.
What sword? Periwinkle uses a spear.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure I documented that pretty thoroughly.
Yeah, Periwinkle's Aegis issued and approved weapon was mentioned multiple times in the report.
She's really good with it. I thought I had to be like really clear, just in case.
He just puts down the folder and
Oh god.
And just stares very intently into your eyes for a moment and says, "The sword."
It's an elf thing?
One more time.
Specifically, it's an Etruscan clan elf thing. It's passed down. I have a sword.
Why didn't you mention it?
Because it's kind of well, first of all, if I had mentioned it, you probably would have like insisted I go to like sword person training.
Yes.
But I never intended to use it anyway, so what was the point? It was just gonna sit there. It was kind of embarrassing. I know how to use it anyway. I already went to the trainings when I was younger. It's kind of a rite of passage thing for the clan. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's measurably sizable, but it's not a big deal. You get what I'm saying?
The size doesn't really matter to me.
Size always matters. Oh dear God.
Add it to your report.
He's just like sweating. Like his shirt is already like stuck to him.
He just slides the folder back across. He says, "Add it to your report. Log it
Okay.
with the company.
Mm-hmm.
And log a few hours of training with it. That wasn't great. You got one swing. I think you could be better with it.
You're probably right. My shoulder was really sore after. But for the logging and the getting it approved, that's gonna take a physical, isn't it?
No, just bring it to munitions. Have them look it over. That's it.
See, I thought that since it was like skin bound, I would have to like worry about that sort of a thing.
We don't have to mention that part.
Right, because it's not
Relevant?
that relevant. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna revise it. Okay.
He just turns and begins walking out the door, and just like as he's around the corner, so you barely hear him when he's coming around, he just says, "Good work out there," and just keeps walking.
drops the journal, like pulls out today. Just
Agent Smith told me good job. All right. So, Theo, you revise your report?
yeah, I guess I report to the higher ups that I have a skin-bound heirloom elven ancient sword.
Cool. And you sign up to log some training hours.
Yes, but I make sure that it's not with this, or this particular agent who I know are like really good with swords, and then this one who I know doesn't like me very well, and this one who I'm pretty sure doesn't like me very well. I'm not sure, but you can never tell with these things.
I think you get Parker.
Well, that's okay. I like Parker, yeah. Anyway, Theo was very Theo about it. That's what I was getting at there.
I think you only have one option left. And I think it's Parker. And I think she's nice enough about it. And she kicks your ass a little bit. But we'll talk more about how good you get with swords.
Not great, my tough's still -1.
Well, maybe if you log enough training hours, you could get better with swords. I'll think about it. So you log a couple of hours with Parker in melee combat. Anybody else? Anything you want to do in your downtime?
I think Periwinkle goes and seeks out some other Crystalli to sort of repair her wing that got ouched
Okay, yeah.
during the fight.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. You go and spend a little time with them, with your people, a little bit of downtime and healing that happens, but you can no harm, no lasting harm is actually done. You might have a little bit of a scar, but it is purely cosmetic and won't affect anything.
Yeah. And then while she's with them, she probably also gets some more crystals for casting magic.
Sure. Absolutely.
Just sort of like catches up with some of the others.
Yeah, I think they want to know what you've been up to and want to hear the stories of what you've been accomplishing and stuff like that. So you hang out, and you take a little trip home. Have dinner with the family. But yeah, they are proud of you in their way. That you are ever working toward your goal.
Yeah.
All right, Lefla or Smith? Lefla sleeps a lot.
And I think once they recover enough, they're going to trundle down to the quartermaster to see about requisitioning some gear. And I think is, coming in with like a crutch and stuff, still looks bandaged up. And, I need to figure out some manner of armor for when I am out on my coursing machines, but I would like it, if possible, to be concealable, because it has proven to be one of my greatest assets out in the field, that I am, an unassuming little shrub. Who could ever suspect me? I have no tricks up my vines, but so if I can have something that would keep me a little bit safer out there, since I seem to keep getting magically blown up, and that is not a very fun experience, let me tell you.
All right. Who's the quartermaster? This is a person that you all have probably dealt with.
Yeah, I think it's a lizard person. Now I'm trying to come up with what the lizard people naming convention would be. And I keep wanting to say, what was it? Yellow scales, red frills, or red scales, yellow frills?
The only lizard I think you have been introduced to so far was the blue lizard officer Steel.
Right.
That's what you've got.
So I think they might be. They are. I think they are called Cooper, and they are red scales with a yellow frill.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's all I got for Cooper.
Okay, sure. So yeah, you go down, and that's a character that I will remember. But yeah, you go down to Cooper, tell them what you would like, and I think they being very very mechanically inclined and loving the challenge of building things. I think when you describe this to them, their bright yellow lizard-like eyes sort of light up, and they say, "Give me a couple of days," and sort of turn to start creating something for you, which you'll have, momentarily before we start the next mystery.
I have a
But
question.
yeah.
Can Theo just help Cooper with that? Because for the rest of, besides revising the report, I don't think that takes the entirety of Theo's downtime.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that Theo's gonna try and at least do some preliminary work on enchanting some gear for his compatriots.
Sure, yeah. I think Theo and Cooper are probably friends. Or at least friendly acquaintances. You have probably worked together on things before. I think Cooper probably enlists you, especially recently, for any kind of anything magical, because they are not necessarily so. But yeah, you can definitely help with that.
Excellent, thank you. That's my downtime.
Okay, so you spent some time with Cooper. Anything else?
I'd have something.
Okay.
I assume it's a weekend.
Sure.
And Smith gets in his car and drives just outside the main district of the city where he works, probably downtown out to the suburbs, and he picks up his kids.
Okay. So you have kids, what, they're 17 and 12?
Yeah, June
right?
is 17 and
You're
Harry
Harry?
is 12.
Okay, so you pull up outside in your car, outside the house where Margaret and your two kids live. I think they are ready and waiting for you. The kids sort of...
Yeah, Smith gets out of the car, and instead of wearing the agent the suit and stuff, I think he's got he's wearing his flip-flops and cargo shorts and his kind of blue floral print shirt that he wears on the
Hawaiian
weekends. Yeah, his Hawaiian shirt that he wears on the weekends. He's still got the sunglasses on.
Are there socks? Is he wearing
No,
socks?
no, he doesn't wear socks. He's not a. He's
not flip flops. He's not a monster.
No.
I just wanted to know.
And he, I think, immediately has a big smile as he kind of gets down on his knees, and the kids come running up, and he pats them on the head, and he says, "Ready?"
You think your kids are always that excited to see you?
I think Harry is. I don't know if June is.
Oh, she's 17.
Yeah, she's 17 now. I think June. I think
know
Harry
how I
is.
was when I was 17.
I think Harry is probably always very excited to see me. I think June
Aw.
has become less and less excited to spend the weekend with Dad as.
So, I mean,
the
I think
years
she
have
probably
gone.
walks up and gives you a side hug
Yeah.
and looks at her phone. And Margaret, I think, sort of comes out the front door, kind of walking down the walkway to the sidewalk, and says, "So, what's the plan?"
I thought I'd take them to the park, and we'd eat some lunch, and I don't know, maybe go see a movie or something later.
All right. Do you know when you'll be back?
Yeah. How's 7:00? Is that Alright.
Yeah, that's great. We usually eat dinner around 7:30. So.
all right? I think he's
back.
purposely also trying to keep the arm that has probably still the bandage on it out of sight from where he got bit. And as he's slowing everything, he's just like, everything going all right here? And
Yeah. Everything's good. We're good. Are you?
yeah. It's a rough week, but you know, like usual.
Yeah. Well, have fun. I'll see you all around dinner time.
Yeah. Everybody in the car, he throws the bags in the back and says, all right, see you at 7.
Have fun, kids.
And closes them in and takes them to a fun day. Just hanging out with Dad. Probably spoils them and gets them anything that they want to try to get them on his side as much as possible.
Do you? Your relationship with Margaret is mostly
It's amicable, I think.
amicable, though.
Yeah.
It's
I don't think they had
not all fire and brimstone.
No, I don't think they had a bad split. I think it was mostly just like there just wasn't anything between them anymore.
Yeah, you have a fun day. You go see that new movie that they really want to see.
The new Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm. The
Avengers 17
Yep.
retirement. I don't know.
Black Widow returns. That's what your 17-year-old daughter wants to see.
Yeah, and I think they
It's
show
the new
up.
Black Widow movie.
I think differently than how it is at any other point in his life in his like professional career. I think he tries to get as much time with them as possible. Maybe loses track of time a bit. Takes him out for ice cream, which probably spoils their dinner. And gets back about like 7:15. So like running a little bit late.
All right, I think you have a good day. I think June doesn't complain too much, and
Do you have to be on the phone all the time? I mean, you only get to see me like once a week.
Dad, like if I don't update my Snapchat story, like you would not even believe the fallout.
I just don't understand the snaps, the whatever you called it. I mean, so anybody
You could
how do
follow
you?
me on Instagram. You have a phone. It's not hard.
But so just strangers to just see all these pictures you're taking. I mean, don't.
Well, no, all my account's on private. Please, monster.
All right.
Do you want me
yeah.
to put it on your phone?
Sure. He hands her his
And
phone.
She takes her phone and just like there. Don't follow anyone else. That would be weird.
Oh, okay.
Now you can see what's going on with me, I guess.
Good. Music? Do you guys want to listen to? I don't know what's on. He's like starts going through radio stations and stuff.
Do you have
Not really
Carly Rae Jepsen?
I don't know who that is.
Whatever.
And he just like takes a mental note. It's like Carly Rae Jepsen. All right.
She's a thing here too.
But yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you drop him off a little after 7, and I think Margaret looking a little miffed, but not bothered. They look like they had a really good time, and sort of waves to you from the door.
Oh, Harry. And I just like reach into my like back pockets. I almost forgot about this. And he brings out a little like a necklace, I guess, and at the end of it, like tied on or looped around it, is a claw. He says, "Don't tell your mother I gave this to you, but that came from a werewolf."
Is it real?
Yeah, it's real.
What?
Yeah.
He says, eyes wide.
Yeah, it got me pretty good, but my team took care of it, and don't have to worry about any of them around here anymore.
That's the coolest.
Yeah, so hold on to that. Keep it somewhere safe, okay?
Okay. Thanks. I think he like hugs you. Thanks, Dad.
So, love you, kiddo.
they go inside. You had a nice day with your family. All right. And Smith puts the face back on. Is there anything else anyone wants to do?
Nope.
All right. So at the end of a few days, Lefla, you do pick up a contraption of sorts from Cooper. What they have essentially made for you is it's not necessarily armor so much because you don't want to lose your very cute small plant-based form, which is very disarming to most people. So instead, what they have made you essentially is an item you can activate, which sort of creates a little bit of a field around you. I'm modeling this a little bit after like the Cloak of Displacement, since we all know what D&D is. But essentially, it's gonna function as one armor for you, but essentially making you a little bit harder to hit without compromising your actual form. So you have one armor now. Which I think Cooper and Theo sort of put their noggins together on to work for you. And Cooper, I think, knowing the rest of the team, has some other stuff in the works as well for the rest of you that they're going to take some time to work on. And as you all reach the end of this downtime that you have had, a restful few days for the most part, except for training and working on reports, everybody is healed up, everybody is feeling much better and ready to go. But before you receive another mission, as it were, from Aegis, Lefla, you are, I assume, for the most part, around the medical unit, either doing work or healing up, that kind of thing. One afternoon, towards the end of this week, one of the receptionists in the unit comes to you and says, "You have a visitor."
Oh, really? Did they give you a name?
Yeah, she gives you the name Lily. You know this person. This is an old friend of yours from one of the hospitals in the city. It's not affiliated with Aegis. It's a public hospital. It's called Hopewell Hospital. And this is somebody that you used to work with.
Oh, really? Yes. I would be, right out. Just got to freshen up a little bit. And I, finish up whatever task I'm working on and then go to meet Lily in the reception area.
Okay, so you go to meet them. Lily is also a seedling, a little bit less of a viney bush than you are, a little bit more a flowery, as it were. But I think they are standing around, sort of waiting for you to come out, and they see you and kind of wave awkwardly, and walk over and say, "Hi, Lefla."
Lily, it is so good to see you. What brings you here? Not that it is, not good to catch up, but this is a surprise.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to bother you at work. But I heard you were like big time now working for Aegis and stuff, and I need your help.
Of course. What can I help you with? Should we go and grab a coffee or something, or?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, let's do that.
And we head to the hospital cafeteria.
You do. So you grab a coffee and sit down with Lily, and she's, well, I'm not crazy. Okay, just first of all, something weird is happening at Hopewell. And I think it's your kind of weird.
Go on.
Well, Erica. Do you remember Erica? The receptionist, sort of tall, blonde hair, short, bob.
Maybe, yes. What has happened to Erica?
Well, I don't know. She started acting really weird. She just disappeared, didn't show up for work for like a week, and that's so not like her. I mean, she's so responsible. I mean, she's never missed a day. She's never called out sick, anything. She just didn't show up for a week, and then she came back yesterday, but different. She's acting like herself, kind of, but weird. I don't know. Everyone else thinks I'm overworked and just dreaming things, I guess, but
I mean, yes, you are overworked. I mean, we work in the medical practice. We are always overworked, but
I'm not making this up, Lefla. I swear, something is weird with her.
well, I'm on some downtime. I just finished up a mission, so I could, swing by, see if I can't, say hello, and see if I notice anything.
I really appreciate it.
I mean, I can, pulls out a vine, checks a watch. I can probably come, right now, actually. I am more or less done for the day.
Okay, great. Yeah, I have to be back in about half an hour or so. Do you have a team, right? I mean, you can.
Yes, I mean, I could, see if they are available. Do you think this merits them right away?
I don't know. I mean, it's not my area of expertise. No one else believes me, but something is going on.
Yeah, well, I will send them a message and see if they are available.
Okay. I really appreciate it.
But of course, we are old friends, you and I. And I may be a day just now, but I'm not so big time that I have forgotten my friends. Mes amis.
Thanks. And you finish your coffee and send a message to your team. And we'll go ahead and take a break very quickly. Seems like a good place. And when we come back, we'll see what's going on. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us so far during our session. We will be back in just a couple of minutes to begin a new mystery. Thanks everybody. And welcome back, Internet. Thank you so much for sticking with us through our break, but we are refreshed and feeling good and ready to go. So we are going to jump right back in. So Lefla, you have just gotten this visit at work from an old colleague of yours, saying something is very, very strange with another old colleague of yours, as she disappeared for a week or so and then came back and was kind of herself, but kind of different. And your friend Lily tells you no, everyone else thinks that she is making this up or dreaming it a little bit, and has asked for the help of you and your team. So you convene the rest of your team. All right, so you all get a message from Lefla saying something is afoot.
An old colleague came by and asked for a favor. Says there's something my type of weird that she would like me to come take a look at, and seemed to think this was already at the point where the team might be needed.
All right. I'll need to run this by Aegis, make sure that we're sanctioned to do this, but I'm sure it won't be a problem. I haven't gotten a report that we have another mission, so.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice to see where you worked before.
Yes, it is still within the city. I had a thought on what I was gonna say, but I forgot.
I hate that.
Now, when you mean like, when they meant, you're kind of weird, is that like medical weird or like
Aegis
generally?
weird.
Ah, yes, of course, I should have gotten that from context.
Yes. And the thing I was gonna say is, I assume by the time it took people to respond to the message and meet up, Lily has already left, or is she just chilling here awkwardly?
No, she has gone. She essentially came to see you on her lunch break, so she
Yep.
she is gone.
So, yes, it is back at my old hospital. One of my other former co-workers, you said Erica was a receptionist?
Mm-hmm.
One of the receptionists, normally responsible, Smith, I think you would have enjoyed her work ethic, but she up and disappeared for a week and came back and something was off about her. Which is not a lot to go on, but Erica is not the kind who would just take off for a week with no notice, no warning.
But you haven't talked to her?
No, not
Erica,
yet. I told my friend Lily I would head over and check it out, and should not be too much of an issue for me to wander around my old workplace. Not sure yet how I will. I suppose we can get you all these visitor badges, but may have to come up with a ruse for why you are all coming along. But we can discuss that as we take public transit over. I do not think this is worth, going to get the mom van for yet.
All right.
Well, I mean, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right?
But yes, but if we show up in full Aegis gear and something, the mom van implies official Aegis business, and this is not that yet.
Well, if you're sure.
Well, we could always come back if there's something. Anyways, I like taking the train.
All right. Well, let me just update my time card.
Putcha.
I just log team outing.
Team building exercise.
Yeah, you log it. No one looks at you sideways about it. Your team goes on outings all the time, right?
Yeah, I mean, if this turns into a job, I'm gonna have to actually file a report. But if we're just going to look, then this might be good for some of the greener members of our team here to do some investigating.
I do not know what you are implying, but I'm clearly the greenest member of the team.
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm so glad you said it.
So, the train, or are we going to split an Uber? Or?
I think the train will be sufficient. I mean, it is on one of the major lines, and most of the lines converge on Aegis HQ. So, it will be skipping the jump.
Let's do it.
Right. So you, the four of you, take the train to Hopewell Hospital, a few stops down. So you have a nice ride on the very well-maintained public transport in the city, and you.
This is a fantasy world.
Yeah,
What?
it is. So you make your way on the train to your stop and get out just a couple of blocks over from Hopewell Hospital, and you make your way there. Lefla being known by most of the people that work there at this point, with 3 friends in tow.
I'm trying to think. Lefla probably has well, no, they probably would have reclaimed any official ID badge, but goes to the main reception and gets us all visitor badges so we can plop those on. So.
All right. Sure. Yeah. So, you all have your visitor badges, and you head up to the floor level that you used to work on with Lily and Erica as a receptionist. There are a couple of other folk up here that you probably know. One of them being the main doctor for this floor, Dr. Astor, also a seedling. One of the respected and highly regarded sort of doctors at this hospital. And you make your way up to that floor. At the front of it, once you come off the elevator into this lobby, there is a reception desk with about 4 humans working behind it, and one of them is Erica.
And I will, as the elevators part, I will, bonjour, mes amis. It is me, Lefla, returning. How are you all?
I think they all sort of look over toward you and wave. I think Erica sort of looks over and her face kind of lights up, and she gets very excited. It kind of comes up to the desk and says, "Lefla, it's been so long."
Yes, it has been too long. I have been, it just keeps me very busy, but currently have some downtime, and my team wanted to see the old hospital where I worked.
Well, that's so nice. Hello, and I think she very sort of friendly and outgoing human woman. So pale skin, kind of a blonde hair, kind of cut into a short bob. Kind of extends her hand to all of you, like for handshakes, introducing. I'm Erica Marsh. Like it's so nice to meet all of you. I hope you're taking very good care of Lefla.
Yes, I love hospitals.
Okay.
Hi, Chicago. I mean, Lefla's been really taking care of us. They're so good at what they do.
Miss you a lot over here, so.
Yeah, some days I miss not having to deal with, monster attacks, but it is never a dull day over at Aegis.
That's so exciting. And I think she's looking at Smith like, and you are?
Actually, I forgot my own character's name. Hold on. What did I make his first name? Oh yeah. He's just going Jethro.
You look stricken.
Well, it's so nice to meet all of you. I mean, Lefla, I mean, you know you have the run of the place, so.
That is good to hear. So we will, take a look around. I will show them, some of my old rooms, that one room where we had that patient who thought he was a duck. That was an interesting day. No, show them the sights.
I think she looks at you and says, "Oh yeah, of course. That was so wild." Like, anyway, if you haven't heard all of Lefla's stories, they're really great. But yeah, as always, I'll be here if you need anything.
Yep, and I will make sure to stop by before we head out to, say farewell.
Great.
And I'm trying to think, which move would this be? Either investigate a mystery, or I don't know if this is quite no, this wouldn't be read a bad situation, but I'm basically doing the based on this interaction. Have I noticed anything odd yet?
Yeah, go ahead and do investigate a mystery, and we'll tweak it as needed.
I'd also like to do some investigating once this is resolved.
Sure.
That is a 7.
Okay, so you hold 1. You can ask 1 question.
Yep. I think this is probably the best one to try to ask, and like you said, we can tweak it. What sort of creature is it? You know, is this the Erica I remember? Is something off about her?
Okay. Was the comment about the duck story true, or
Yeah.
was that a lie? That was true. Okay.
Yeah.
I as far as you can tell, Erica's Erica. She's bright, she's friendly, she remembers you, and is sort of behaving the way that you would expect her to.
As I said, we will be back, but for now, I'm going to, do the rounds with my colleagues.
All right, well, I'll be here. I'm always here.
It's nice to meet you.
You too, yeah. Let me know if if I can get any of you anything. Here to serve.
Coffee, if you have it.
Antiseptic. I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the front desk, can you have any hand sanitizer, like the industrial grade stuff that's like gonna give me blisters probably? Can I have that?
I think they point you towards like a sort of a little machine on the wall. It's like a dispenser of hand sanitizer.
The strongest stuff. Because I know you guys have like wipe down things that are like the wheelchairs and stuff that you're not supposed to get on your hands. I need that.
Yeah, you will be fine. That is, you do not want that on your skin.
Statistically, hospitals are like riddled with germs and disease. This is like the least safe place you can be. And I have a very delicate constitution.
If it will make you more comfortable, there are also masks over there, and you see probably right next to the hand sanitizer.
Yes, need that presently. And Theo's very, very genuine about this, but also using this opportunity to being near to the front desk is also like being his super anxious self, but leaning over the desk, like, do you have any like stronger stuff? Like he's looking for where they post like the schedules for the front desk people.
Okay.
And seeing like where the time off has been scheduled, like when Erica was gone, if anyone else is suddenly being marked like abnormally taking time off. Like just seeing if there's any sort of, to him, obvious disarray at the front desk. Stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Roll to investigate a mystery. I think while Theo is doing this, I think Erica is talking to Smith and says, "Well, like, we have one of those like gross coffee dispensers, but I'll get you something good." And she kind of goes off for a minute and comes back with like a decent cup of coffee.
I appreciate this. Thank you.
Theo, would you roll?
Total of 9.
A 9. So you hold 1.
Yeah.
You can ask one of the following questions, or we can tweak it if those don't fit what you want to know. But you want to know specifically about like the schedule and the time off that has been logged.
Yeah. I was looking for weird stuff going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an extra question that I'm allowed to ask. So I'm gonna ask that one first. While Theo's looking around, what magic was done here? Or can I sense or see any traces of magic on Erica or around this area?
Sure, yeah. I think you get relatively close to Erica, sort of leaning over her desk and this sort of front desk station, and she kind of rolls with it the whole time and is not sort of flustered by anything, kind of takes it all in stride. But as you get near to her, there is just the faintest aura around her, as if something about her is being concealed physically.
Well then, for my hold, I would like to ask, what is being concealed here?
What is being concealed here? You get the impression that it is a cosmetic effect, that there is something about Erica, she is in some way, shape, or form altering how she looks.
Fine, I guess if I have to make do with this hand sanitizer, I'm just gonna take a pint of it. Is it a Ziploc bag, maybe? So I can re-up as we walk. I'm taking a mask. I'm gonna double up on that too.
We'll double up. It's fine. We're gonna be fine.
I think she sort of hands the coffee over to Smith and says, is your friend okay?
Honestly, they're always like this. I just ignore them.
I love hospitals.
Well, I mean, I guess as long as it's normal behavior.
You get used to it after a while. Thank you for the coffee, by the way.
Of course, yeah. Anything I can do to help.
Rejoin the group. It's so warm.
They keep this place pretty clean, Theo.
Telling you, the statistics show you're more likely to get more ill being in a hospital than staying home.
Also, let's continue the tour. I would like to have some conversations.
Yes, allons-y.
You continue the tour as you get away from the. Yeah, Lefla shows you all this great stuff. The stuff you would find in hospitals, you
It's a
know,
hospital.
the nice little walk down memory lane, Lefla, for you. But that's not the important part.
As we get to an elevator and go into it again, I look around for cameras and is satisfied that the one that is there is video only.
Yeah.
So your friend, the one that we were talking to, right? That's the one that we're supposed to be like investigating and we're curious about that one.
Yes, Erica's the one that got Smith coffee, which I assume you probably got her to grab you a cup for fingerprints.
Definitely.
And Smith, it's good coffee.
Good hospital coffee?
She got in the secret stuff.
Oh yeah, you
Secret
did say that. I
stash.
remember that now. So that one, that person, there's some magic going on. I mean, it's like sort of like a glamour, but a bit more subtle than that. I could tell that there was some sort of a appearance shifting going on there. She was hiding something about how she looked. Either she did it or someone else did it to her. I couldn't get that good of a figuring from a quick glance, but something going on there.
We could go ask. I just like pull out the knife that's tucked into my
Okay.
jacket. Just like,
Jethro,
all right. I'm getting a little stir crazy.
have you been to Magical Being Politeness Seminar 103? You don't just ask people why they have a glamour on.
Theo's got a point.
Once you put in 10 years, you don't have to go to all the seminars anymore. So, no, I haven't.
From what I recall, is there any way that Lefla would have known if Erica was the kind to use a glamour before or not?
No, I think Erica is a very normal, standard human.
Human.
Not a magic user by any means. Just a friendly receptionist.
Yeah, she never used to be as the kind to use a glamour, but maybe she picked up a charm or something. I mean, she looked the same to me, so
That's kind of the point.
Well, do you think there's something going on here or something going on with her?
Well, that was really all the magic that I could sense at the time. It's very specifically on her.
Well, I could tail her and keep an eye and see if she does anything suspicious while you investigate the facility for anything off.
Alternatively, I could not be in the hospital for any longer than necessary. She would spend a lot of time at home, right? She had like a week off. Could go
I
there.
do not know where she was. She was just not at work for a week and, did not seem to... Didn't tell anyone? I actually don't know what excuse she gave upon her return. Did Lily know, or did she tell me what Erica had said?
Yeah, I think Lily probably mentioned to you that Erica was sort of loath to talk about it. Like she didn't really seem like she wanted to get into a lot of detail, and said that she had had a death in the family, someone close to her, but wouldn't give any more details than that. And I don't think Lily pushed her for details past that. So
Yes, I mean, said she had a death in the family, and some people, for some people, that is a very sensitive topic. So soon after it happens, and so if it is true, it would be insensitive to ask, but could also be a ruse.
Well, there's something going on here with the magic and all that. I think that's enough for probable cause to search her apartment or home.
Yes, well, before we leave, we got to finish the tour and maybe see if there is something about the facility. And as we are doing the tour, I want to use my oops move, where I stumble across something important it's important and useful, but not necessarily related to my immediate problems.
okay, I always forget that you have this. Do you have anything you particularly want to discover?
I'm trying to come up with something that's not immediately relevant. Maybe I run into Dr. Astor and he mentions something about, how work has been. I'm trying to think what could be important. I don't know. You name dropped Dr. Astor, and so I'm trying to come up with a reason for him to be relevant.
Yeah, sure. So you run into, as you're doing the tour, I think you run into Dr. Astor, who is another seedling. You sort of very, very quickly introduce your friends. I think he is a little more frazzled than you have seen him in the past, just sort of mentioning that things have been very busy and we're very short-handed, and as much as he would just love to speak with you, he really must be getting back to his patients. And I don't think you have ever seen him like that. I think he is usually probably very, very calm and collected. So it's a little odd for him to be that short with you.
Well, good luck with that. Have a good day. And then once we are back alone, I will let them know about his odd behavior.
So did you see any magic aura going on there?
That is your shebang, not mine.
Oh, right. I should have gone with you.
You were on the tour when we ran into him.
I was looking at all of the dust accumulated in the corner of the hallway. It's quite a lot.
Well, there's now two people acting strangely here, so I think we need to investigate them to find out why, especially if they're being, I don't know, if they're not who they appear to be. So,
Yes, I mean, if Lily hadn't said anything, this could just be, this is all explainable behavior, but the glamour and the fact that Lily thinks something is up. Yes, I think this merits further investigation, but I do not know where to begin.
well, why
I
don't
mean, maybe we could follow them.
I think that's the best option.
Agent Smith said so earlier.
We could wait for them outside of the hospital. Outside of it.
If you want to leave so badly, then why don't you go over to the apartment or wherever. Emily, is that the name?
Erica.
Erica. Why don't you go over to Erica's residence and see what you find there?
Do we know where she lives?
I'm sure it's public record.
Assuming she hasn't moved, Leflo had probably been invited over for some, because Erica seems like the kind to hold social gatherings.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Lefla has been to her apartment before.
So, I think perhaps you and I can head over. If I don't know if that means you, Smith and your Periwinkle will wait here and keep an eye out.
Yeah, we can follow her if she leaves or something.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the two of them. Periwinkle, one of us can trail the doctor and the other one can watch Erica. See if either one of them act strangely or communicate with each other.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, let's do that. I like this plan.
So you split up again.
And we send the cute, delicate party alone again.
It's good and I love it. All right, so we'll start with Smith and Periwinkle. What is your plan? Your course of action.
Do you have any preference? Do you want to follow inconspicuously or just hang out in the lobby and watch Erica? I assume that she's going to be down there at reception all day, so it should be easier to...
Yeah,
Sure.
it might be... I feel like I might not be as good as sneaking. I sort of stick out a bit.
I'm very inconspicuous.
Yeah, so maybe I will hang out in the lobby and you can sort of trail them inconspicuously.
I just had I wanted to go into the the Drax thing about I've mastered the art of staying perfectly still.
Nothing flies over my head.
Yeah, I'll trail the doctor while he makes his rounds, from a distance and keep an eye on what he's doing.
Okay, sure. I guess roll to investigate a mystery?
Sure.
Because you have a visitor's pass, you're kind of allowed to be here. So, and then Periwinkle, you can too from the lobby since we're splitting up further.
Jesus, these rolls. It's double sixes for a 13.
Okay, that's hold 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, plus sharp. Sorry, let me... 9.
Okay, so Smith, you hold 2, Periwinkle, you hold 1, and you can ask the investigative mystery questions. And for my purposes, if you have similar questions or something that like isn't quite on the list, but you want to sort of finagle it into using your hold to ask that, that's fine.
Yeah, I think for mine, the first one I want to go with is what is being concealed here. I think as sort of a general, like, what's the doctor hiding? Trying to get an idea if he does anything weird.
Yeah, you sort of skulking around in the hallways, acting like you're supposed to be there, follow around the doctor. For all intents and purposes, nothing. You follow him around for his rounds. He seems reasonable and on schedule, and there's nothing weird about it.
Do you want to add to yours? Yeah, to yours while I'm thinking.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking, I think I might hang on to my hold for a minute, but I am going to use my move that at the beginning of each mystery roll weird.
Okay.
To see what is revealed about your immediate future.
Yeah.
Okay, so an 8. So on a 7 to 9, I get a vague hit about it. That's what I keep rolling. I always keep getting vague
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah, so I think
She sort of
Periwinkle,
like spaces out for a minute.
yeah, so Periwinkle sitting in the lobby, you have this moment, I think, where you try to, because you know this is going to happen at this point. I think you try to focus in on this vision that you get, and it's sort of wobbly and vague, but I think you get this quick flash of, it's almost like a scene, like a small vignette of yourself standing next to Agent Smith. But the two of you are looking across the room to another version, essentially, of yourself and Agent Smith. And you can tell you're trying to talk to each other, but you yourself can't really hear it. It's kind of warbled and foggy, so you can't understand what is being said. But essentially, it's the two of you speaking across the room to yourselves just for a moment, and then as quick as it came, it kind of dissipates.
Okay. And then, yeah, I guess as she's sitting here, it's just waiting to see, I guess, if and when, like, Erica comes through, just might ask her about if she has, like, a funny story about Lefla.
Okay. Yeah, I think, yeah, she comes through. I think she spends a lot of time at the front desk, sort of dealing with people. But in a slow moment, I think you talk to her, and I'm sure she has a funny story about Lefla.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to make it up on the spot.
I don't want to
but-
like impose a funny story on you. But yeah, I think you can sit there and kind of talk to her for a few minutes, and it's very good and a very nice discussion that you have with her. I think she has a couple of stories about them, and seems totally reasonable and normal.
Okay. Got it. All right. Agent Smith?
I'd like to do kind of similar to what Periwinkle was saying. I like to use a move to kind of help for the question I'm going to ask for investigative mystery. So the question I'm going to ask with investigative mystery is, I guess what happened here is the closest I have to it. But what I want to do is use my deal with the agency to request help, and I'd like to know any information that I can, any information they can pull from our databases or anything about this doctor, and see if like I get any personal information, anything that might stick out to me as odd or different, something that I might be able to actually go up to him and like engage in a little bit of conversation and kind of pick out as maybe some inconsistencies to see if he's charmed or something.
Okay. Yeah, so I think you call this in, and you get some documents and files on Dr. Astor.
This is something I have to roll for.
Okay.
When you deal with the agency to see if I get it or if I get chewed out.
Yep. Oh yes, I remember it fondly.
That's a 10.
Yeah. So you don't get chewed out this time. But yeah, you get some files, some information on this doctor, who has been a doctor at this hospital for several years, a well-respected medical professional, very highly rated doctor among the community. There is nothing really about the file itself or the information that sticks out to you. They seem like, I mean, they're, a GP in a hospital.
Yeah, and any like personal information, like family, spouse, where they live, where they're from, that sort of thing. Any information so that I can go engage in like small talk and see if all of that like checks out.
Sure. Okay, yeah. I think they I mean, they have a sort of long-term partner essentially that they live with here in the city. Their life, as far as you can tell from the files, has been very boring.
Okay. So nothing from what happened here.
No, I think as far as what happened here is the sort of day-to-day that always happens here. Nothing strikes you as abnormal or strange at first glance.
Then I'll just reconvene with Periwinkle. And just say, I've followed him all afternoon. There's nothing weird about him. Did you get anything?
No, I mean, Erica told me a funny story about Lefla, and maybe you'll have to ask him if it's true. But, yeah, I was sort of thinking, and, I mean, I've told you sometimes about the visions that I get, and I got one that was like us, but like in a mirror. It was weird, like we were talking to ourselves.
All right. Well,
I don't know what it means, but
we'll put a pin in that. Maybe that'll help figure out what's going on. Right now, I don't see any reason why we need to hang around here. There's really nothing happening.
yeah, I mean, it seems like a normal workplace with these two people who might be different somehow, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Lefla and Theo figured something out.
Yeah, let's go meet up with them then.
Okay.
Okay, and as you head out, Lefla and Theo.
So as we're leaving the hospital, Theo dramatically takes off his masks and like throws them away and like takes out the Ziploc of hand sanitizer and sanitizes and then throws that away. Anyway, so is there like a particular exit that employees take at the end of the day? There's just this one?
No, I mean, there's just, yeah, they mostly use the main entrance.
Okay, let's see if we can't find out where Erica went a week or so ago.
You mean go and talk to some of the, the person we got the visit badges from and see if they can't tell us, or?
Oh, if they will tell us, sure. I didn't know if personnel, location, things were shared that way. I was gonna do magic, so if we can find it out without doing that in a place that's public and riddled with disease, I'm okay with that.
I mean, magic is probably the way to go if we want to find out exactly, but we could also go to her apartment first and see if we can't. No, that is what we were going to do. Are you to that?
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I was
Hospitals,
just like, in case she didn't go there, you're right, I will follow you. Lead the way.
Should probably talk about this at some point, especially given that, I work in the med bay.
What? Talk about what?
The mask and the pint of hand sanitizer.
It's disgusting in there. The data all shows it's not safe to be. I have a delicate I'd already said we should just go. It's fine.
I think as they're going, Lefla just extends a vine up towards Theo's face and he's like, ooh.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not funny.
It is a little bit funny.
A little bit funny.
Alright, we got to hop back on the train, take a transfer, then we'll be there in, shake of a lamb's leg.
The train. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so you're heading to Erica's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You would know as you head there. Erica does have a roommate.
Right. She has a roommate who, from what I remember, works the night shift, so they will be home right now. Can try and talk my way in.
I like that plan. Also, they work the night shift. They might be asleep.
That is possible. What could Erica have forgotten and asked me to, run home and get that? How could she have known I was going to be here?
Malevolent supplies of mass destruction.
That is not something that most people just have on hand in their apartment. So
Well, if they're villains. I'm just jumping ahead, sorry.
yes.
She's your friend, actually. That was really insensitive. Sorry.
Yes, I mean, I have not. Yes, we were friends, and I have not spoken to her in a while. Obviously, I would have, realized something was up, but yes. Anyway, let's go and I'll have to come up with a good ruse.
Which you will, because you're good at the people thing. I'll back you up by being completely silent.
Maybe not completely silent. That might backfire.
You're right. I have gotten feedback about that. I will have my back turned.
That's
Nope,
why.
I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna play it cool.
Yes. All right. Let's see. What can we be there for? This is. I'm sorry. I'm just so. This is so odd that, we went there. We talked. Aside from the glamour, nothing seemed to be up.
I mean, it's entirely possible that this is nothing. Maybe she just got a really bad sunburn on an illicit vacation to a really sunny place.
I mean, yes, it's possible, and I think it is. Just working with Aegis has, it's confirmation bias. We are looking for, our type of weird, and most people don't deal with our type of weird on a daily basis.
That is true.
But we should still go check it out.
Yes, we definitely should. I really think there's something up. I was just trying to devil's advocate for a second there. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm extremely paranoid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If something can go wrong, it probably will. It's kind of the story of my life.
I mean, it's the law of entropy, isn't it? Or, oh no, that's not quite it, but
Yeah, it is. Entropy. Let's go do the people thing.
would the team know that your magic is explicitly entropic?
Probably. A little bit. I feel like Lefla's smart enough that they would know. Theo doesn't talk about it, but I feel like after enough times of things going wrong and the way that he gets things done, yeah, probably. Unless Smith would have been like, hey, I brought a chaos wizard to be our friend.
You guys are all relatively aware of how Theo does things at this point.
Also, just saying Theo doesn't talk about it doesn't mean he doesn't make it obvious.
Yep. Alright. Well, I will think of something, and if not, I can always just be like, hey, I know this is odd, but have you noticed anything odd about Erica? Some of her friends are concerned, blah, 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 blah. Just give it to them mostly straight.
Yeah, have my badge. I thought Agent Smith would ask if I remembered it, and I did.
And of course, the one time you forget it is when he will ask you You
I
know,
know. It
he
always
probably checks to make sure whether or not you have it, and if you don't have it, that's when he's going to ask.
probably does. Oh my god.
So the train ride ends. And you all find yourselves outside the apartment complex, apartment building, where Erica and her roommate, who I think, Leffley, you've probably met at some point, her roommate Drix, who is a goblin, live. What would you like to do?
Yes, I was not able to come up with something clever, so I think, honesty is our best policy, so, just do your best at the people thing, but obviously let me take the lead.
Yes. Yep. Got your back. Not literally.
Alright, and I will knock on the door.
Okay, so you knock on the apartment door. I think after a minute or so, you hear some rustling around inside, and some like some grumbling, and the door after a second opens, and there is a goblin standing there in the door, kind of looking irritated, and then surveys the scene real quick and kind of looks at you, Lefla, and says, "Oh, I know you."
Yes, Drix, it has been so long. How have you been? I'm sorry, are you still working the night shift? Did we wake you?
No, well, I've changed jobs a couple of times since then. Come in.
Yes, thank you. So kind. This is my friend, Theo.
Theo, I think he sticks his hand, his little goblin hand out to you and says, "I'm Drix."
Hi, I'm Theo. I just said that. Oh god.
It's, Theo is a bit eccentric, and
It's fine. Come in.
so, how have you been? How are things? Still living with Erica, obviously.
Yeah, we're, hanging out, moving and shaking, still working on cars, that kind of thing. She's still helping me out a little bit, so it's good. What's up? What are you doing? What can I
Yes,
what can I
I'm
help you
sure
with?
this is a surprise, but have you noticed anything with Erica? Some of her friends came by and mentioned that it seems like something has maybe been a little off about her, and you live with her, and thought maybe you might have some insight.
Oh god, I thought someone would never ask. I mean, there was that time, last week when she up and disappeared for an entire week. So
Yes, yeah, that is what prompted this. But have you noticed anything different about her? She said she had a death in the family. Did she say anything different to you?
I mean, I guess she hasn't said much to me in the last week or so. So,
Like nothing at all, or just nothing about why she disappeared?
I mean, she hasn't been home.
She has not been home at all.
No.
Interesting. I know this may be very odd and forward, but do you mind if we take a look at her room and such? We haven't spoken since I had joined up with them, but I am working with Aegis now, and this is rapidly becoming something that may be up our alley.
Fumble, badge.
Oh, that's cool. Cool badge. Yeah, I mean, I assumed something was up with her, but I mean, I just figured it was drugs or something. But
Well,
yeah.
let us hope that it is all that it is.
I mean, you know where her stuff is, so go ahead.
Yep, we'll try to be out of your hair as soon as possible, but you haven't seen her since she disappeared? We just saw her over at Hopewell.
Really?
Yes, and she seemed, for most intents and purposes, same old Erica.
No, she took a few things and left, and she hasn't been back.
What sorts of things? Just, toiletries, clothes, or anything noteworthy?
No, that's the weird thing. I mean, I know it's weird, but I did look in her room just to make sure she hadn't been kidnapped or anything. But all of her stuff was there, except, her whole jewelry box was empty,
A
dumped
jewelry
out.
box, you say?
Yeah, all of her. With her skin tone, her gold jewelry and stuff looks really good. It's all she wears, so she took all her jewelry, and if I'm being totally honest, Lefla, I think she took some of mine.
That would be unfortunate, but hopefully if we get to the bottom of this, we can, figure out what happened. So she took the jewelry, but the jewelry box is still here?
Yeah, it's she emptied out the box and took all the good stuff, all the shiny stuff, and yeah, I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks, so, but, I guess I'm glad to know she's okay, but...
Unfortunately, that remains to be seen. We will go take a look at our things. May have a couple more questions for you, but like I said, we hope to be out of your hair ASAP.
All right.
Do goblins have hair? Is that a racially insensitive comment?
Drix has some hair, I guess.
All right. We go to Erica's room, and I think Lefla will immediately look for this jewelry box because there was a jewelry box with the hags. This is either the greatest coincidence or it's not.
There was. So you poke into Erica's room. Everything in Erica style is in place. It's very neat and clean, except for her vanity, where her jewelry box has been overturned and dumped out, and there is a lot of stuff sort of sitting around on the vanity, but a lot of the jewelry out of the box, it seems like, has been taken.
All right. Theo, do you think you could give these a once over magically? This
Yeah.
this seems like a bit too much of a coincidence that again, this is, you read the report on the hags and how they had the magic jewelry box there.
Yeah. You just everything's fine. I'm gonna give it a look-see with magic, I guess. Is that a use
Okay.
magic thing?
I don't know. What are you trying to do?
I want to see if it's magical. Oh no, my dice. There it goes.
Yeah. I guess that's use magic. Sure.
Cool. Alternatively, I can investigate a mystery. Whatever you think.
Should we both just roll investigate a mystery?
Yeah, sure. Everyone roll investigate a mystery, and
Whee!
we'll see what happens.
That's a 10.
That is also a 10.
Yay!
Hold 2 each of you, so you
Best
each
team.
get 2 questions.
Sweet.
And again, if we want to modify the questions a little bit to fit the situation, that's fine.
Yeah, can I use one of my hold? Oh, actually, what magic was done here is a free question I can ask.
None.
Right. So the box is just a box?
Just a box.
It's just a box, actually. It's really not even that well made. Look at this hinge. What that said,
Well, that is clearly a great old red herring, but yeah, I wonder. Let's see, what questions can I ask? I think I'm going to use one of my hold for where did it go and see if there are any clues to indicate where Erica went when she ran off.
Okay. Yeah, I think you looking around the rest of the room, the jewelry box is the only thing that is out of place. There everything else is sort of very organized and kind of where it is supposed to go. So the impression you get is that if it, Erica, assuming Erica was the last person in here, sort of came in, went through the jewelry box, took some things out of it, and then immediately left. The last place you saw her was at the hospital, which is a very strange sequence of events, I think, as far as Lefla knows, but it looks like she sort of came in, and Drix hasn't seen her in a couple of weeks, so came in, sort of took some things out of the jewelry box, dumped it out, left the rest behind, and is now at work acting as if everything is normal. So
I would like to look around for specifically a journal or diary or calendar, planner, anything of that nature, and ask what happened here. Like if there's any sort of inciting incident that I can deduce.
okay. Yeah, I think you at her desk that she has in her room, you find a large planner with a calendar in it. I think Lefla has always known Erica to be a very organized, sort of by the book person. So you find this. I think flipping through, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. You also don't see any vacations or any sort of time off work. She's got her whole work schedule and time planned out and everything. And for the week that she was missing or so before this, on her planner, she has herself scheduled to work. That I guess is the odd thing. But you don't find her having scheduled herself any time off, or anything that was out of the ordinary.
Okay. Okay, this time for real, I'm gonna do some magic. So if you want to just do what you can to make it not go bad.
I mean, I can, give you a back rub, try and
No, don't do that.
some
Don't.
common sense. I don't know what, I am not good with the magic, but I can do my best to help out.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and basically look into the past really quick. So.
Okay, yeah, that is quite magical. Let me, I will do what I can, and I would like to try to help out.
Okay. Roll plus cool.
Please don't mess up. Please.
That is
No!
a 7.
Oh,
Okay. So you grant +1 to Theo's roll, but expose yourself to trouble or danger. Yeah, Theo. Roll to use magic with a +1.
And this is fun. While Theo's asking you to help out, he rolls up one of his sleeves, and again, for the first time, you see that once he rolls it up far enough, there are some fairly not intricate per se, but very precise geometric tattoos along his forearm. And at the very end of it, where it's just blank skin after that, it almost seems like it's not done. And then he pulls out some stuff and just starts tattooing, adding some lines and stuff as he does this. Good, great, cool, awesome, sweet. 15.
Cool.
I rolled a 10. I rolled a 6 and a 4 for 10. I have +3 for weird, +1 to see another time or place, and then +1 for being helped.
All right. So you are trying to observe another time?
Yeah, I want to see. If not here specifically, I want to see the last time Erica was here, and then the last time before that, right before she disappeared. And then if anything extra great happens, I can see what the heck happened when she was disappeared, or when she was on her way to her disappeared place. That's what I'm trying to see.
Yeah. So I think you take a moment to concentrate on specifically the planner that you have, and sort of focusing in on Erica's energy. And there is a moment where you find yourself traveling back in time and kind of watching what happened before. I think for the most part, the farthest you travel back, you see a very normal life. You see Erica, whom you have met and you know what she looks like, come through the apartment, talk to Drix a little bit. They get along very well. They share a couple of hobbies. She makes sure after work every day she comes in, she sits down, she sits with her planner and makes sure everything is in line, and she very sort of systematically goes through her day. I think you see a couple of her days at this point, and you kind of watch her go through the same schedule every day. She sits down with her planner, makes sure she's done everything she's supposed to do, sort of puts it away, goes through her her schedule every day, goes to sleep, and then there are a couple of days where she's gone. She just doesn't show up. She doesn't come back. And then after those couple of days happen, she comes back again, and you are watching her after these couple of days where nothing happens sort of come back and go through the same routine as she was before, but something is off as you watch her, and you have watched her, I think, for several days of her time at this point sort of go through, and there is this this sort of deliberateness that she goes through with this routine. Like, she comes in and she stops and she thinks about what she has to do, and then she goes and does it, and she stops before she makes every one of these actions. And I think you are watching her go through this in this way that is strange. Like, she has to almost think about this routine that she's never had to think about before. But there is this one very brief moment where you see her in essentially the night before, which you would know since you're sort of looking through time, the night before she came back to work after being gone for a week, where she puts the journal away. She goes over to her vanity and upends her jewelry box. Just completely dumps everything out on her vanity and starts picking through it and pulling out a few pieces and putting them in a bag. And you watch her do this. She puts them away. She sort of stores them near the bag that she would take to work with her. And there is this moment where you look at her, and I think she looks up almost in your direction, almost looking directly at you, and you see her eyes look very, very different than human eyes. And there was this moment where she doesn't see you because you're looking through time, but I think you see her kind of looking up and looking in a mirror, and there is this weird sheen, sort of glow over Erica's eyes, and they look very, very different from human eyes. But she takes a minute, looks at herself in the mirror, fixes her appearance, and gets herself ready for her next day. And I think that is probably where we have to go ahead and end.
As Theo, that's so Ravens, back to reality.
As Theo comes back to the normal timeline, we'll go ahead and end there for the night, and we'll leave you with a mystery to ponder on. Very weird stuff is happening. So, thank you guys for playing with me. I hope you're all having fun. And thank you everybody for hanging out live with us and watching. We appreciate you so much. We will be back in 2 weeks for the next installment of All Myths Are True and this particular mystery that the team has found themselves in. Thank you to all of our new followers and subscribers out there. We appreciate you so much, and we are glad you are with us. And don't forget, we have a giveaway that is happening right now. Go ahead and check out our Twitter. Our pinned tweet has all the information that you need to enter our giveaway for the Descent into Avernus book, and also the Dyson Miscellany set, and all of that fun stuff. So check out our Twitter for that. The next time we will be live will be Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for another session of Saturday nights. That's the thing that we call it. Saturday nights, our D&D 5e campaign that is currently happening. So come hang out with us, and if you liked what we did here tonight, we'll be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, Thursday at 8 p.m. for whatever you all want to do, I guess, to investigate this next mystery. We'll see. Mysteries abound. So, yeah, that's all I got. Anything you all want to add?
No. Thank you for running a great game.
Yeah. So many things. Excited.
Thanks. It's been really exciting. So yeah, join us in 2 weeks. And we have a lot of stuff that's happening between now and then. Check out our Twitch schedule down there on the Twitch page beneath our faces. But until then, when we see you next, which I guess will be on Saturday, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night.
Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.